Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. So it's interesting. We get a presentation slot right behind our primary competitor here at that show. So always fun and good, but no worries. So we want to talk about transforming response, emergency response with automated insights from disaster imagery. Just a quick agenda here and a little bit about me. I do have a geography degree, professional geography actually. They axed that now, and now it's all GIS and everything. From the University of North Alabama. I live in Huntsville, Alabama, but I am the account executive for the Eastern US for the Vexel Data Program. So we're going to do a quick introduction into our product suite and our coverage, and then we're going to go into our disaster imagery program and how state and local governments are using that data. So just a quick slide about Vexel. So we were founded in 1992, and we spent the majority of our time in that space as a sensor manufacturer. So we've made our name by putting out the best aerial photography cameras in the world. And back in 2017, we had a small pilot for a post-disaster imagery that ballooned into the Vexel Data Program. And we are now the world's largest aerial imagery program, collecting in 26 countries. A little about our products. We do obliques, the 45-degree angle for directional imagery. We also do true orthos associated with that. So that's 7.5 centimeter, 3-inch resolution with that product. We also do orthos, and that's at a 15 centimeter resolution. And a few other products that we do with this. We have our Elements products, which includes building outlines, property attributes, and some damage assessments. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later on in this show, in these slides. Our imagery is all collected in 4 bands, so we have the multispectral available with near-infrared data. And we have a highly accurate mapping grade products that are with a lot of overlap, and so we photogrammetrically derive our Elevate products, DSMs, and DTMs from all of our imagery. And then, as I mentioned, we have our post-disaster gray sky imagery program. So this is our plan for collection for 2023, our refresh. So we have a new expansion that we just announced a couple of weeks ago. Some select urban areas are going to get even an additional collection. So our urban coverage has been collected 7.5 centimeter true orthos and obliques annually for most urban areas across the US. Now we're going to have increased that collection with an additional 7.5 centimeter ortho collection, which means that up to 3 times a year of collection in select urban areas, if you include the 15 centimeter collection. We're going to be collecting 4.5 million square kilometers in the US alone this year. It is a massive, massive amount of data. This is our urban coverage footprint. I didn't zoom it in specifically to North Carolina. I should have done that. But as you can see, we do collect that 7.5 centimeter data in urban areas all across the country. We cover roughly 80% of the US population. Oh, now that says 70. Oh, excuse me. So we cover roughly 70% of the US population with this 7.5 centimeter data. This is our existing US footprint. So as I mentioned, we do the entire lower 48 at a 15 centimeter ortho collection, typically on a 2 to 3 year refresh cycle. And now we're going to get into our disaster imagery and our use case with Hurricane Ian. So Hurricane Ian was by far our largest gray sky response that we've done in the history of the program. We are the longest running and most comprehensive post-disaster imagery program in the nation with our gray sky program. We had 10 planes engaged. It was a multi-day collection. We collected over 44,000 square kilometers of imagery in response to Hurricane Ian, nearly a third of the state of Florida. damage assessment for millions of buildings. And we did not only our 15 centimeter product, but we also did our oblique and ortho product at, actually we didn't do 15 centimeter, we did 10 centimeter with the orthos, but then we also did the 7.5 centimeter oblique and ortho collection with this as well. So to kind of clue you in on how we do this post-disaster imagery. So it is related to private insurance and properties affected. So Category 2 hurricanes at landfall, EF3 tornadoes that affect structures and above, as well as large wildfires. These are all things that we collect in the year. We typically are collecting between 25 and 30 events in the U.S. alone every single year. So we deploy an aircraft as soon as it is safe for us to deploy following one of those disasters. And the beauty about this response is that once we are wheels down, meaning that we've gotten up, safely collected the data, and landed, within 24 hours, that imagery is going to be published and available in the service for use by emergency managers and first responders. So it is a really, really rapid response, and it's used by FEMA and various emergency managers, local and state government entities. And I've got some examples of some of the shots that we took from Hurricane Ian here. So just some significant devastation with that storm. Everybody remembers it coming through. Really, really nasty stuff. So the major advantage to utilizing and being a subscriber to the VexCell data program with these disasters is that you get the before and after comparison options. Because we have the historical imagery with our Blue Sky program, the standard program that I was speaking about with the 15 centimeter and the 7.5 centimeter, and with it being frequently collected in good conditions, you take that with the comparison of a gray sky data and a post-disaster imagery situation, and now you have the opportunity to really review what's been damaged. So now in terms of the automated insights, one of the great things that we're doing here with our Elements products is now we're doing this damage assessment product. So what our computer vision technology, AI technology is doing here is it's reviewing our blue sky imagery versus this gray sky imagery, and we already have the property outlines and attributes from the previous standard collection, and then we run it again on this damages assessment. And what we get is category of a catastrophic damage score of 0 to 100, and then we also give you our estimated FEMA damage score on the 1 to 6 scale. So we're able to provide these automated insights so that our emergency managers and responders can know exactly where their resources need to be focused the most. So a big thing that we're doing now too are these property level analysis of damage. So we will generate a large report with lots of attribution that does include the footprint areas and the roof conditions on these, and some other things like defensible space and whether other buildings are near the primary structure, that sort of thing. So it gives you a really detailed view of the individual property as well. So the key to all of this is our unmatched accuracy. So with this subscription product that we have, this licensed data product, we utilize ground control points in the collection of all of our imagery. We do a full AT, so we get a mapping grade product that meets ASPRS positional accuracy standards. So with that too, you get a very consistent product. So collection to collection, year over year, and all of our imagery products match up. There's no data shifts. There's no irregularities. Excuse me. And again, utilizing those ground control points, you get a really highly accurate product, and we utilize optimal sun angle. So the key takeaways here and how we're enhancing emergency response planning. So, with our historical imagery collection, along with the disaster imagery, you're going to be able to assess remotely with confidence. You're going to be able to virtually tour and inspect a property safely, and you're going to enhance risk analysis and risk modeling by updating catastrophe models following a major system. And we've got a few more examples of some of the before and after pictures here from Hurricane Ian. And this is just showing our oblique view here. So we did capture, again, this post-disaster imagery with our Osprey cameras to get not only the top-down ortho view, but then the four directional oblique views. And again, just a little more before and after photos. So to sum up, we offer multiple products that are able to review both the current and historical data. Our subscribers have access to not only the latest and greatest of our vintages of collection, but then the data library. So as we continue to recollect, our subscribers actually get more value out of our products because they have that extra archive of imagery, in some places going back to as early as 2018. Our disaster imagery program delivers critical insights following major catastrophic weather events. And our state and local agencies that we work with use this information to build better disaster response plans. So, you know, some things that come from this are it's easier to identify risk for future events by using current and historical comparisons. And you also get the ability to better monitor ongoing risk factors by pinpointing vulnerable areas. So that is near my time. It's time to go to Q&A. So if you do have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. Yes, sir.
You also use your TCP network with your gray imagery?
No. So because of the rapid response and the desire is to get that imagery in the hands of the people that need it as quickly as possible, it's what we call a quick ortho. So we do use the GNSS corrections from the sensor in the aircraft, but we do not do a full AT on that gray sky data because we want that to get in there. So there will be, you know, some inconsistencies. It does not meet that same level of accuracy and also spec. You know, there might be a seam line issue here or there or something like that. You know, we really heavily process our blue sky standard product, but that gray sky product is all about getting it into the service just as quickly as possible. Okay, well, there's my information. Of course, we have a booth out there. Feel free to send me a note. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I am traveling all over the country all the time, and I like to talk about it. And I like to hear what you're doing. So, please, if you get a chance, stop by our booth. Let's talk a little more about your imagery programs. Thank you.